The deep sea is a world unlike any other. Dark, crushing, and almost entirely unexplored. It's where light fades, pressure builds, and time itself seems to stand still. Despite covering more than 70% of our planet, we've only scratched the surface, charting just 5% of Earth's oceans. In fact, we know more about faraway galaxies like Jades that we can't reach than we do about what lurks in the black abyss beneath us. And the tiny fraction we've explored revealed some of the most baffling, creepy, and mind-blowing discoveries ever recorded in the history of humans. From ancient ruins swallowed by the sea to monstrous creatures lurking in the blackness, here are 15 brain-blowing things found underwater. And trust us, some of these will make you ask questions about reality. Number 15. Dark oxygen on the ocean floor. In 2024, researchers discovered something that could completely rewrite our understanding of how life began on Earth. The breakthrough? A strange process taking place on the pitch-black ocean floor involving polymetallic nodules, mineral deposits that can be found as deep as 20,000 feet beneath the surface. Scientists now believe that these nodules function as natural geobatteries, generating trace amounts of oxygen in environments where none should exist. This changes everything. For years, the assumption was that life needed sunlight to emerge. But if these deep-sea nodules were producing oxygen billions of years ago, the very first organisms might have formed in total darkness, not near the sunlit surface, but in the crushing depths of the ocean. This discovery doesn't just challenge our current theories of evolution, it also raises the possibility that similar life-sustaining processes could exist on other planets and moons, hidden beneath alien oceans. Number 14. The Street, George's Cross Medusa. Deep in the Pacific Ocean, lurking 2,300 feet beneath the waves, scientists have discovered a jellyfish unlike anything seen before. Meet the St. George's Cross Medusa, a 4-inch wide predator with 240 deadly tentacles and an arsenal of venoms that make it one of the most toxic jellyfish ever recorded. Officially named Sanjordia pagesi, this bizarre creature was found in a deep-sea volcanic caldera about 285 miles south of Tokyo. Unlike other deep-sea jellyfish, the St. George's Cross Medusa has evolved multiple venom types, possibly allowing it to paralyze, kill, or digest prey in different ways. This discovery has scientists scrambling to understand its biochemistry, but there's a problem. Collecting specimens from an active volcanic region isn't exactly easy. For now, much of its biology remains a mystery, but one thing is certain. The deeper we go, the stranger the ocean gets, and nature's most fearsome weapons are still waiting to be discovered. Number 13. Ghost Ship of the Pacific. For decades, the USS Stewart was a mystery, a lost relic of World War II, vanishing beneath the Pacific after being captured by Japanese forces. Unlike other warships, the Stewart earned a legendary reputation as the only U.S. destroyer ever taken by the enemy, and for years, rumors swirled about its secret operations behind enemy lines. After being returned to the U.S. Navy and eventually scuttled, the ship's exact resting place was lost, until now. In 2024, a team of autonomous underwater drones finally located the USS Stewart 3,500 feet below the ocean's surface near the California coast. What they found was an eerily well-preserved vessel, almost as if it had been waiting to be rediscovered. For history buffs and naval researchers, this is a major find, one that sheds light on a forgotten chapter of World War II and brings the ghost ship of the Pacific back into the spotlight after 78 years. Number 12. World War II merchant ship Arlington. Unlike warships that sank in battle, the Arlington met its fate due to something far more relentless, the brutal storms of Lake Superior. This 244-foot-long World War II-era merchant ship was en route to Owen Sound, Ontario, in 1940 when disaster struck. In the early hours of May 1st, heavy waves battered the ship, causing it to take on water at an alarming rate. While its captain, Frederick Tatey Bug Burke, refused to abandon ship, his crew had other ideas. They evacuated, leaving Burke behind to go down with his vessel. For decades, the Arlington's location remained a mystery, until 2024, when remote-operated submersibles and sonar scans pinpointed its exact resting place 600 feet below the surface. What makes this discovery so fascinating isn't just the ship itself, but its eerily intact state, almost like a time capsule, frozen in the moment it was lost to the storm. Another piece of maritime history was finally reclaimed from the depths. Number 11. A second Stonehenge beneath Lake Michigan. Beneath the frigid waters of Lake Michigan, 40 feet down in Grand Traverse Bay, scientists have discovered something that shouldn't exist: a prehistoric Stonehenge-like structure, eerily arranged in a perfect circle. In 2007, while searching for shipwrecks, researchers stumbled upon these carefully placed stones, but the real shock came when they found one massive boulder etched with prehistoric markings, believed to be over 10,000 years old. That time frame places it right at the end of the last ice age, raising an enormous question. Did an ancient civilization exist in North America long before recorded history? Some researchers theorize that this submerged site could be evidence of an advanced Ice Age society, one that vanished when rising waters consumed their world. With most of the site still unexplored, what else is hiding beneath the Great Lakes? A lost civilization? Forgotten knowledge? Whatever the answer, this is proof that North America's ancient past is far more mysterious than we ever imagined. Number 10. Lion City, China's Atlantis. Forget Atlantis. China has its own sunken city, and it's perfectly preserved beneath the waters of Qiandao Lake. Known as Xucheng or Lion City, this 1,400-year-old metropolis was deliberately flooded in 1959 to create a hydroelectric dam. Instead of being lost to history, the city became a time capsule, with ornate carvings, towering gates, and entire road networks still intact, resting 130 feet below the surface. Because of the lake's mineral-rich, still waters, Xucheng hasn't decayed like other underwater ruins. In recent years, high-tech underwater drones and 3D mapping have provided breathtaking glimpses of its structures, proving that even after more than 60 years underwater, the city remains eerily untouched. Only experienced divers can explore it up close, but for those who do, it's like stepping into a lost dynasty, frozen in time, a true real-world Atlantis hiding just beneath the surface. Number 9. The underwater river of Cenote Angelita. An underwater river sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, but it's very real, and it's lurking beneath Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula in Cenote Angelita. This natural wonder isn't a mythical waterway, but a stunning illusion created by the separation of freshwater and hydrogen sulfide. The result? A ghostly, misty river flows beneath the ocean, complete with fallen trees and eerie debris. This phenomenon, known as a halocline, happens when different water layers don't mix due to varying densities. At about 100 feet down, divers pass through clear water before hitting a thick, swirling fog that looks exactly like a river running through the abyss. It's more than just a breathtaking sight. Cenote Angelita was once used by the ancient Maya for rituals and sacrifices, adding to its mysterious aura. For those brave enough to dive there, it's like swimming through another dimension, a world where nature rewrites the rules of reality. Number 8. The giant mysterious eyeball. Beachcombing is usually a relaxing hobby, until you stumble across a grapefruit-sized eyeball staring back at you. That's exactly what happened in Pompano Beach, Florida, back in 2012, when a massive, deep blue eyeball washed up on the sand. Speculation ran wild. Was it from a giant squid, a prehistoric sea creature, or perhaps something entirely undiscovered. Scientists eventually identified it as belonging to a massive swordfish. But here's the eerie twist. It appeared to have been cleanly removed with a knife before drifting ashore. Now, more than a decade later, another one has surfaced. This time in Australia's Great Barrier Reef. DNA testing is underway, but researchers remain puzzled. Are giant sea creatures losing their eyeballs far more often than we realized? Or could this be evidence of something we've yet to name or understand? If another mysterious eyeball appears, we're going to need some serious answers. Number 7. The Antikythera mechanism. When sponge divers pulled up a corroded, gear-filled chunk of metal from an ancient Roman shipwreck off Greece in 1901, they had no idea they were holding what would later be called the world's first computer. The Antikythera mechanism, as it's now known, was so advanced that it took over a century for scientists to even begin to understand it. At first, they thought it was just a fancy clock, but CT scans revealed intricate dials and inscriptions, tracking astronomical cycles, planetary movements, and even eclipses, with stunning accuracy. Then came 2024. Using high-resolution 3D mapping, researchers uncovered even more hidden symbols, suggesting that the device was far more advanced than previously thought. How did a civilization over 2,000 years ago build something this precise? Was it the work of a Greek genius like Archimedes? A lost ancient technology? One thing is certain: history keeps proving itself wrong, and our ancestors were a lot smarter than we give them credit for. Number 6. Apollo rocket engines. The Apollo 11 mission is remembered for one thing: landing humans on the moon. But the giant rocket engines that got them there? They weren't so lucky. After launching Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin toward history, the massive F-1 engines that powered the Saturn V rocket broke apart and sank to the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, where they remained for over 40 years. Enter Jeff Bezos. In 2013, the Amazon founder funded an expedition to recover the lost engines, using deep-sea robotics to pull them from over 14,000 feet below. After decades underwater, the engines were cleaned, restored, and put on display, offering a rare look at the powerful machines that helped launch humanity beyond Earth. Bezos called them modern wonders, and looking at them now, rusted, scorched, but still iconic, it's clear these engines weren't just pieces of metal. They were the backbone of one of humanity's greatest achievements. Number 5. The Lost City of Dwarka. The ocean has a way of swallowing history whole, and Dwarka might just be one of its greatest buried secrets. According to ancient Hindu texts, this was Lord Krishna's legendary city, a gleaming metropolis said to have thrived before mysteriously sinking beneath the Arabian Sea. For centuries, many dismissed it as just another myth. That is until divers found something impossible to ignore. Beneath the waves, stone structures, massive walls, and pottery fragments rest eerily intact, hinting at a lost civilization older than anyone expected. Some findings have been dated as far back as 9,000 years ago, completely shattering the accepted timeline of ancient urban development. In 2024, researchers using AI-driven sonar scanning uncovered even deeper ruins, raising an even bigger question: was Dwarka a real city, or are we looking at evidence of an even older civilization lost to time? The site challenges everything we thought we knew about history, proving one thing: the ocean doesn't just hide the past, it rewrites it. Number 4. Jemchug Canyon. There are places in the ocean that feel like they shouldn't exist, and Jemchug Canyon is one of them. Located in the Bering Sea, this monstrous underwater trench plunges to depths of 8,530 feet, making it more than 2,500 feet deeper than the Grand Canyon. And yet, almost no one has been to the bottom. That changed in 2024 when a deep-sea probe descended farther than ever before. And what it recorded was pure nightmare fuel. The footage revealed glowing, jelly-like organisms, massive tentacle-like creatures, and life forms that match no known species. Scientists believe Jemchug Canyon might be home to an entirely unique ecosystem, hidden in crushing darkness where evolution has run wild. Some even speculate that its depth and isolation could mean that species untouched by time are lurking there, unchanged for millions of years. Until we fully explore its depths, Jemchug Canyon will remain a pitch-black world where the unknown still reigns supreme. Number 3. The Spanish galleon San Jose. Billions of dollars in gold, silver, and emeralds are just waiting to be claimed at the bottom of the Caribbean. But they come with a 300-year-old curse. In 1708, the Spanish galleon San Jose was loaded with one of the richest treasure hauls in history before it was ambushed and blown apart by British warships. For centuries, its location remained a mystery, fueling legends of a lost fortune hidden beneath the waves. That changed in 2015 when Colombian authorities found it. But here's the catch: no one can touch it. As of 2024, Colombia, Spain, Bolivia, and private investors are still fighting over ownership of the wreck, delaying excavation efforts. But with deep-sea submersibles and robotic arms now in play, the site has already revealed gold coins, ancient cannons, and treasure chests buried in the sand. The San Jose isn't just a sunken ship. It's a floating fortune stuck in legal limbo, just out of reach, but closer than ever to seeing daylight again. Number 2. Cancun Underwater Museum, also known as MUSA. Museums are meant to be admired, not lost at the bottom of the ocean, unless you're in Cancun. Between Cancun and Isla Mujeres lies the Cancun Underwater Museum, a hauntingly beautiful underwater exhibit designed to save the ocean. When tourism started damaging fragile reefs, artist Jason DeCairis Taylor and marine biologist Jaime Gonzalez Canto came up with a radical idea. Why not build an artificial reef? The result? 500 life-sized sculptures made of pH-neutral concrete anchored to the seabed. Over time, these statues have been claimed by the sea, becoming homes for coral, fish, and marine life. Some figures are already unrecognizable, swallowed by nature in a slow-motion transformation. With nearly 750,000 visitors per year, MUSA has become the world's largest underwater museum, proving that art and conservation can go hand in hand, even at the bottom of the ocean. Number 1. The Underwater Icicle of Death. Ice belongs in your drink, not lurking beneath the ocean like some frozen horror movie villain. But in the Arctic and Antarctic, something terrifying is happening below the ice sheets. Brinicles, also known as the icicles of death. First discovered in the 1960s, brinicles form when super cold, salty water is expelled from sea ice, creating a ghostly, freezing tendril that snakes down toward the ocean floor. Anything in its path? Instantly frozen. Sea stars, urchins, fish. If they're too slow to escape, they get trapped in an icy tomb. But while brinicles are deadly, they might also be clues to how life began on Earth. Some researchers believe similar structures existed in Earth's early history, helping kickstart microbial life. If that's true, brinicles might hold secrets not just about our planet's past, but about the potential for life on icy moons like Europa. So, while it's a death trap for sea creatures, it could be a time capsule for the universe's deepest secrets. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating content like this. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon in the next one.